Having a baby comes with so many unexpected challenges, but diaper rash shouldn't be one of them. For me, there was nothing worse than seeing my little one with an uncomfortable diaper rash. It makes everything harder, from bath time to diaper changes, and left me feeling totally helpless. But now baby butts can rejoice because new Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist-approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants, all designed with baby sensitive skin in mind. The Skin Essentials diapers features the Skin Protect liner and help protect against the top 2 causes of rash by managing moisture and runny mess. The wipes are thick and have 0 harsh ingredients for a great gentle clean. And Pull-Up Skin Essentials have got your big kid covered too, with a training pant that is ultra soft and breathable to help protect sensitive skin throughout potty training. So if you want the best for your baby's bottom, learn more at Huggies.com. Once again, head to Huggies.com to learn more.
Americans are durable. We take pride in hard work and high quality. American Giant makes durable quality clothing right here in the USA because what we wear reflects who we are. When you buy American Giant, you're not just wearing the best clothes money can buy. You're helping keep jobs and pride in your own backyard. Premium clothing built to last decades, like it should. Get 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code RightHere24.
Calaroga Shark Media. Hello and welcome to Ghost, Scary Stories. This episode is titled 8 Nights of Terror, Episode 3, The Haunted Canvas.
The Crescent Moon Gallery was quiet as Lily Chen worked late into the night, her brush moving in swift, sure strokes across the canvas. The upcoming Halloween exhibition was her big chance, an opportunity to finally break into the art world after years of struggle. But lately, her paintings had taken a disturbing turn. Lily stepped back, frowning at her latest piece. What had started as a serene landscape had transformed into a nightmarish scene. Gnarled trees with faces twisted in agony, a blood-red moon hanging low in a sickly green sky. She didn't remember painting any of that. "It's happening again," she murmured, running a hand through her paint-splattered hair. For weeks now, Lily's artwork had been changing overnight. She'd arrive at the gallery to find her paintings altered, dark elements creeping in at the edges, transforming her work into something macabre and unsettling. At first, she'd blamed it on stress and lack of sleep, but now, as she stared at the twisted landscape before her, a chill ran down her spine. A soft scraping sound made her whirl around. In the dim light of her studio space, shadows seemed to writhe and dance. "Hello?" Lily called out, her voice echoing in the empty gallery. "Is someone there?" Silence answered her, but as she turned back to her painting, she caught a flicker of movement in her peripheral vision. A dark figure, there and gone in an instant. Lily's heart raced. She was alone in the gallery. She'd locked up herself hours ago. "Get it together," she muttered, shaking her head. "You're imagining things." As if in response to her words, a cold breeze whispered through the room, carrying with it the faint scent of oil paints and turpentine. Lily shivered, wrapping her arms around herself. Her gaze was drawn to a covered canvas in the corner, a piece she'd been working on for days but couldn't seem to finish. Almost against her will, Lily found herself moving towards the canvas. Her hand trembled as she reached for the cloth covering it. With a deep breath, she yanked the covering away. A gasp escaped her lips. The unfinished painting had been completed, but not by her hand. Dark, angry brushstrokes formed a portrait of a man in 19th century clothing, his eyes burning with an intensity that seemed to pierce right through her. At the bottom of the canvas, written in what looked disturbingly like blood, was a name: Sebastian Blackwood. "What the hell?" Lily whispered, stumbling back. The temperature in the room plummeted, her breath coming out in visible puffs. The portrait seemed to ripple, the painted figure's eyes moving to follow her. Lily watched in horror as a hand began to emerge from the canvas, reaching out towards her. With a scream, Lily turned and ran, bursting out of her studio space into the main gallery. But the nightmare followed. Every painting she passed came to life, figures writhing within their frames, reaching out with grasping hands and pleading eyes. Lily made it to the gallery's front door, yanking frantically at the handle. It was locked. "No, no, no," she moaned, fumbling for her keys. "Lily!" A voice rasped behind her, sending icy tendrils of fear down her spine. She turned slowly, keys clutched in her shaking hand. Sebastian Blackwood stood before her, as solid and real as any living person. But there was a translucence to him, a shimmer at the edges that betrayed his ghostly nature. His eyes burned with the same intensity as in the portrait. "You have a gift, Lily," Sebastian said, his voice echoing strangely in the gallery. "A talent that comes along once in a century. I've been waiting for someone like you." Lily pressed herself against the door, heart pounding. "What do you want from me?" A slow, cruel smile spread across Sebastian's face. "To create my masterpiece, of course. The work I was never able to complete in life." Before Lily could react, Sebastian's form dissolved into a swirling mist that rushed towards her. She felt a terrible cold envelope her, seeping into her very bones. Her vision blurred, the world spinning around her. When Lily opened her eyes again, she was back in her studio, brush in hand, but she wasn't in control of her own body. Her hand moved of its own accord, dipping the brush in paint and bringing it to a fresh canvas. "No," Lily tried to say, but no sound came out. She was a prisoner in her own body, forced to watch as Sebastian, using her hand, began to paint. Hours passed in a blur of color and shadow. Lily caught glimpses of the painting taking shape, a swirling vortex of tortured souls, a gateway between worlds. With growing horror, she realized that this was no ordinary painting. It was a portal, a doorway that would allow Sebastian to bring more spirits into the world of the living.
Miami. Neon dreams. Dark desires. A killer stalks the streets, turning murder into macabre art. Introducing a new limited series podcast from Calaroga Shark Media. The Artist, A Killer's Canvas. This podcast is rated R, intended for mature audiences. The Artist, A Killer's Canvas. Available on all podcast apps now.
Bring the dream of flight to life at iFly Indoor Skydiving. iFly gives you the rush of flying without the stomach drop feeling. It's a one-of-a-kind experience for any occasion, from birthdays and anniversaries to staycations or milestones. Expert instructors guide you to float on a cushion of air so you can embrace the freedom of flight and create lasting highlight reel memories. Get the thrill of flight without the height. Go to iFlyWorld.com and use code TAKEFLIGHT for 20% off. That's iFlyWorld.com, code TAKEFLIGHT.
As Halloween approached, Lily struggled against Sebastian's control. By day, she appeared normal to the outside world, preparing for the gallery's exhibition. But each night, she was forced to work on the demonic portal, the painting nearing completion with each passing hour. In moments of lucidity, Lily tried to warn others. She left frantic notes, made cryptic comments to her fellow artists, but Sebastian's influence was strong, and no one seemed to notice anything amiss. The night before Halloween, as the final brushstroke was applied to the canvas, Lily made one last, desperate attempt to break free. With every ounce of willpower she possessed, she fought against Sebastian's control. For a moment, just a moment, she felt his grip weaken. In that instant, Lily managed to pick up a nearby palette knife. Before Sebastian could reassert control, she slashed at the painting, tearing through the canvas. Sebastian's scream of rage echoed through the gallery as his form was violently ripped from Lily's body. She collapsed to the ground, gasping for air as the ghost of the painter writhed in agony before her. "You fool!" Sebastian howled. "Do you realize what you've done?" As Lily watched in horror, the tear in the canvas began to widen, a swirling vortex of color and shadow emerging from within. The portal may have been damaged, but it was open, and something was coming through. Lily scrambled to her feet, backing away from the growing portal. Shapes moved in the swirling chaos, dark, twisted forms that defied description. She had prevented Sebastian's plan, but at what cost? As the first monstrous figure began to emerge from the portal, Lily turned and ran. She had to find help, had to find a way to close the gateway before it was too late. The Crescent Moon Gallery, once a place of creativity and beauty, had become ground zero for a supernatural invasion. And as Halloween dawned, the fate of not just the gallery, but perhaps the entire world, hung in the balance. Lily Chen raced through the pre-dawn streets, desperate to find someone who would believe her impossible story. Behind her, the tortured screams of damned souls and the laughter of malevolent spirits echoed from the gallery, heralding the beginning of a Halloween unlike any the world had ever seen.
Ghost is a Calaroga Shark Media production, written and hosted by Alexander Ian McIntyre, produced by Mark Francis, executive producers Mark Francis and John McDermott. Portions of this podcast may have been created with the assistance of AI.
This show, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available commercial-free on any player, hassle-free. Just look for the link in the episode or show notes. Ghost now has merch. Find shirts, mugs, and more with the Ghost logo for sale at our merch store. There's free shipping and 10% off now with the coupon NEWMERCH10. Did we say there's free shipping? Check out all the goods at calaroga.com, that's CALOROGA.com, or just look for the link in the show notes. Thanks for supporting the show, we really appreciate it.
Calaroga Shark Media.
88% of the work week is spent communicating, so it's important your team does it well. Enter Grammarly. Grammarly's AI helps teams communicate clearly the first time. It shows you how to make words resonate with your audience, helps with brainstorming, and lets you instantly create and revise drafts in just one click. Join over 70,000 teams and 30 million people who use Grammarly to move work forward. Go to Grammarly.com/enterprise to learn more. Grammarly. Enterprise-ready AI.
If you're a facilities manager at a warehouse and your HVAC system goes down, it can turn up the heat, literally. But don't sweat it, Grainger has you covered. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products for all your operations, including warehouse HVAC maintenance. And even better, they offer access to experts and fast delivery, so you and your warehouse can both keep your cool. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who